So I think we're day 9 now, and Showjump's going pretty well. We're just building things in as we go. We've got a hack on him, and we're just starting to get him a bit comfortable with the rider. But today I was going to start with some groundwork, but we're just introducing a sort of a pattern, and we'll have a little bit of a look at the mounting block as well. So that's pretty good. And the change of directions is going to be around the barrel. So I'll bring him over to this side. I'm going to try and stay your side of, and draw him in a little bit. Good. And just get him to understand that. Come around. When I draw in, move away from my hand or the block into the space. So it's just a bit more of that herding sort of stuff. And these sort of exercises are really good because they give you something to focus on a little bit. You can measure how you're doing, where your horse is going. It's just there, I can see he's looking to cut in. Good. Yeah, making sure they're holding their distance, following your lead. He's been pretty good at it. He's always had one side that he prefers more than the other. But he's been pretty good at sort of improving that. Yeah, that was good. Smaller hesitation there. We'll take that just as a place to finish. Good. Okay, so we're just going to have a quick look at the mounting block. So we'll see if we can just get him to find that. Okay. Let him have a little investigate. Past. And then we'll... Good turn. That's exactly what we'd like him to do. Just find that moment. And again, if you've done that sort of being able to move your horse left and right until they find the stop in the middle, early doors, this again is a bit easy. If you haven't done it till now, you'll find you'll do a lot more, but you're putting that skill on your horse anyway. And come in. Good. Just give him a moment. We're just teaching him, and instantly he's gone into a relaxed pose there. See that leg rested. He sort of goes, okay, I know this is the right spot. Okay, now we just test it a little bit. Teach him that that's a good place to be. I like him to do it on both sides as well, as with everything with horses. Okay. Okay, come forward. He's thinking about stopping. I like the way he was sort of thinking there. Okay, good. And again, a little bit of it is to do, the whole thing is my body drops, he stops, great. And you're trying to then connect that sort of bit of training to that mounting block. So he starts to get a bit familiar with coming to the mounting block and standing. But now as I go up, I want to keep a little bit of a contact on him. He's not going to be sure about me doing this. Okay, some horses will move away from you. Give him a look and then step back down. Good. Notice I'm not stopping him. He's got to choose to stop there. Hand on. Come up. Little pat. Back down. Okay. Just do it stage by stage. And he's going to be pretty comfortable when I come to get on him from the mounting block. All right, we'll have a bit of a ride. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to get on from the yard. Once your horse is starting to understand what you're doing and they're comfortable with you riding, then first time I get on them, I sometimes like to get on them on a hard surface like this, on a bit of concrete or something like that. Again, if they're brand new, they don't know anything about humans, definitely not a good idea. But at this stage, I don't mind it. So I just move them around a little bit. Now he's just gauging what this ground is like. I get on, they're always a little bit thinking about their feet, which is exactly what I wanted to think about. And if I happen to do a turn, they're going to be a little bit wary of how they move and moving too quickly. Good. Okay, so I've got to give him a little feel of that. On to pop on. Again. Little rub. Make sure you got your reins correct. Yeah. Good lad. Okay. How does he feel in the back? Okay. And down we go, out for our hack. Okay, for the moment, we just want him to be comfortable with me riding. Okay, which he seems pretty comfortable. His attention's around, and I quite like that. That's, again, another good reason that I get him out and down track straight away, because in a school or an environment like that, their main thought is you. And if you can be just there, but maybe not their main thought at this stage, it's not a bad thing. You sort of teach them to explore and move along. And doing this, you teach him little bits of forward as well. So if he comes to something and he's not sure, then a little bit left and right, bump. When I get a forward step, I can relax. And he's going, okay, that little bump means. So just like here, there's the step. And I'll go quiet. Good. Good, there's a step. You got a little bit anxious there. Okay. So again, he can sense the other horse behind the hedge. Okay, and that's all you need to do, just a couple of steps. But when I use my leg, every time I use my leg, it is a step forward. And at this stage, when they're worried like this, okay, then I just take a step at a time. They can have a look, but I don't want them to get too distracted. So if they start looking around too much, then I get them back on what I'm focused on, which is the track ahead of me. Pick something down there. And so he's starting to feel the weight a little bit. When I drop my weight into the stirrup, he's starting to feel that as a little slow down. And we're just doing transitions, that's all we're doing. One rein transitions. Okay, so we went by this jump yesterday. Today we'll have a little look at it. So we just keep adding things in. And again, he's interested, so you just let them look and investigate. Have a little feel. Okay, good. If I needed to then, and I thought he was going a little bit quick, then I can do that turn. And then he's already learned that turn can get you a stop. And the reason I use one rein, again, round we go. The reason I like to use one rein work, okay, this time we're just going to do a one rein stop. Good. Okay, is because you're always offering them somewhere to go. So he can go around and around here as many times as he wants, but until he stops, it's going to be a little tricky. Do a little half halt, good, just again with one rein. And this is also why it's good to have lanes and things to just steer your horses around or into, so it's not, you're not being too heavy on the bridle, you're using the environment to help them sort of get it. You know, a lot of the time I'll go around here more than once, or I'll go with a lead pony. Obviously I'm on a stallion. A lead pony might pose more problems than not, so we've gone without this time. But with other horses, you know, there's all sorts of options which are in the program which you can use, but it just depends on your situation as to what parts of that program really fit your location and your situation. Good, he dropped an ear. He knows it's a little gelding. Stay focused when they're like that. Just keep them on the job. You stay on the job as much as anything, which for me is just going back to the yard. And today we're going to have a quick look at the school. We've had a hack round the block, seen that. So now it's time to continue that hack into the school. So you can see now I've got the challenges in front. My goal is to get past. If he wants to trot, that's fine. It's all different to him. Keep him moving past. Really good. Really good. Okay, quite like that. So we finished yesterday just coming in here, so he's familiar with it. Now we're going to take him around, and I've designed a little hacking track in here, you'll notice. Good. You'll notice I've got some orange cones out, and my job is going to be to stay to the outside of these orange cones. So my main focus now is just to, anywhere up this track or this lane that I've created is good for me. So a lot of the time they'll deviate and fall away from the inside, and if that happens again, I just use the turn. We'll see if he'll do it now. So you can see he's deviating a little, and he's coming to the inside of the cone. So at that point I'm going to turn him back out and then allow him to travel back down the laneway again. And pretty soon he realises if he goes to the inside of the markers, he's going to get more work to do. He's going to get asked to come back out. First, my introduction to the school is the same as my introduction out in when I'm hacking. I am just hacking. I'm not looking for anything except just to get from point A to point B, you know, without too much input. If he wants to jog on, I'll sort of go with him a little bit at this stage, because I don't want to discourage forward too much. I've got to know I've got control of it and I can stop it using my bends. But where possible, I've got to allow it to happen, because although being able to turn your horse and control them using the one rein stuff is important, and that can stop problems, fixing problems generally comes from being able to move your horse forward. It's excellent. And he's standing, he's comfortable. So we're good to hop up. Set yourself up. Big deep breath. And you might not have seen that, but just then was the first time I just skimmed my back, my leg over his rump just a little bit. I start introducing all that sort of thing. Once I know I can give him a rub over the backside when I'm getting off, I just start to create a few mistakes that might happen with people with young horses, so that's not a surprise to them. we start building those things in from now.